Well, welcome to my lab, and today we are going to be testing these right here. This is actually an alcohol stove. These are bricks right here, and they work pretty cool, and they're fun, but do they actually work?
And we have another spillage. All right.
Well, in this video, I plan on going over all the different specs on the weights. We're going to go over the burn time and boiling time, but does it actually work out in the field? Stick around for the whole video because it might be shocking. All right, well, this is Coach Bill 305 and enjoy the video. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's check out some of the specs on this. So these are the bricks, and you can actually take a quick little measurement, see what the height is. We're almost at about 2 1/4 inches tall, and we can get a quick little measurement on the size. It's about a 40, but more importantly, let's take a weight. So turn this thing on, and I'm gonna weigh 2 at a time. So we're looking at 0.85. Put both on. 1.73. I'll add this on, because this usually goes on as a reflector. So we're looking at 1.77 as the total weight, but I do store it in this little plastic bottle. And let's go ahead and do the weight on the whole thing. So total weight is 2.75. Now, one of the things that we have to take in factor is that we're gonna put alcohol in this. So what you do is you kind of just squirt it in there, kind of fill it up. You can actually hear it soaking up. Alright, so we're going to let this thing soak up for approximately about 15 minutes. And then we'll come back. We'll put this thing on top. And you do want to kind of slosh it around. Go from side to side. Okay, so we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Okay, so that was maybe about 10 minutes. And all the alcohol is already absorbed. And we're going to take a quick little weight. So it increased to 3.6. I'm actually going to add a little bit more because I like to see a little alcohol on the bottom. This is fully absorbed. I don't see really much alcohol on the very bottom. So let's get a full weight now. We're looking at, okay, a perfect 4 ounces. And I also want to measure each block. And the reason why I like this container, because I can actually pull one out at a time versus dumping it all out and have a little alcohol spill on my hands. These weigh 1.5. Okay, let me grab the other ones. And 1.5. Okay, so 1.49. Total weight, so almost 3 ounces. Okay, so everything is all accounted for. That weighs about 3 ounces. Now, what I would like to do is test the burn time on these right here. So let's go into the next test. Okay, so I got everything set up, and I'm going to place this little reflector to add a little bit more heat for it because it comes along with it. And what you do is you use 2 bricks to get your boil. This is at 8 ounces, and we're going to go ahead and light this. And that's all you have to do. As soon as I place this on there, we'll start the clock. Now, let's go ahead and time this and see how long it takes for a boil for 8 ounces. Going on about 40 seconds. And we can see that the flame is doing perfectly right now. We have a little flame coming up on the side. And the little reflective shield is doing its job by adding more warmth reflecting into the cup. We're at a minute, almost 30. Giving you a different view of the flame. Everything is going pretty well. Good test so far. Alright, we're about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm starting to hear some noise coming from this. We're almost at a boil. As soon as I see steam coming out, we'll go ahead and stop the clock. 3 minutes and 25, 26, 27, and 30. So it looks like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So if you're curious, how do you blow this out? Well, you'll like this right here. So it's just like blowing out a candle. You can just blow it out and it goes out perfectly fine. Now sometimes you can get additional burn time out of these by lighting it again, which you can see that the flame actually went back up again, which is kind of handy. And I've always liked this part right here. So say like these are going on, if they split off apart, that's fine. It doesn't make a big difference. You can still just blow them out. So these things can fall over pretty fast, and you can still blow them out with ease. Versus the other like alcohol stoves, you might get a bunch of alcohol that just spills out everywhere. So these are kind of nice, and they're not that hot when you pick it up. Again, I'll show you that you can relight again, and the flame is slowly going down. But I want to get to the next test, so let's move on. Okay, so the next test, we're gonna see how long these bricks can actually last for a burn. So we're just gonna place them right here, and we're not gonna put anything on top this time. So we're gonna light it. It's going. We're gonna hit the start clock, and we're just gonna wait for this flame to go completely dead. And this is what the flame actually looks like without having any light. You can actually see all the alcohol burning up. A perk about this is that you don't need a stand for this. So if I want to, I can put like any kind of pot on top of it. It does work with the smaller pots as well. I got a smaller 450 pot right here, and then I got a 550 pot right here. Both of them work just fine using this. Alright, so while that's going on, we can take a quick measurement of the flame. And we're looking at about, and it goes up about 6 to 7 inches of the flame. The flame is getting lower, and the time is at about 3:30ish. That's when we had our first boil with 8 ounces, and you can see the flame is getting much lower. It was at about now 5 to 6 inches. Now we're looking at about just 3 inches now. All right, the flame is almost going out. It's about 6:30. You can hear it pulsating. I actually have to turn off the light to actually see the flame. 8 minutes, it's still going. You can hear it really struggling right now. And it is done. 8 minutes and we'll say 50 seconds. It took me a couple seconds to actually turn it off. Flame is completely gone. Ow. They're much hotter, but you can still touch it. And what I want to test next is, do we still have alcohol in these? Because that's been burning for about 9 minutes. Can we still get a light with these right here? And this is what I thought was going to happen. Nothing is coming out of this right here. So this spot right here is a little wet, and I am getting a little flame. Let me hit off the light. So I am getting a small little flame coming from these, from that little wet spot, but nothing much. See, that flame just went out, and I'm going to actually let this burn out because I want to weigh these after all the alcohol has been used. Okay, so these are still a little warm. I can put it still in my hand. Nothing, like I'm not getting burnt at all. Well, let's take a quick little weight. So we're looking at 0.98. All right, total weight 1.89 ounces. So we just went over the stats on the bricks. So why am I not using these anymore? Well, I actually have some footage of an actual backpacking trip where I used these, and I think it's very important to check out that footage. So I'm gonna let you watch it, and then we can discuss it afterwards.
The bottom looks like there should be a flame under there. Yep. Maybe if I turn off the light. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, no, that does look pretty cool. And that flame hits this perfectly. And what you'll do is just put this right around, and that acts like a windscreen. And we'll just wait about a couple minutes and we'll get a boil. Right now it's 11:17, and we'll see how long it takes for a boil. Oh, and problem number one. I didn't catch it on film because I wasn't filming, but it just tipped over. So we'll move this back on top, and we'll put some more water in there. I kind of knew that it was a little finicky, but you can see how this could be a nuisance, and it's one of the reasons why I stopped using it. But I do like the idea of it. 11:19. New boil. All right. This is going on 11:23, and we have another spillage. Good thing is, if you want to put these out, it's really simple to put them out. But what I'm not happy is that I just dumped my water all over. For the second time, I had a boil, and it fell on me. So I'm going to come up with another solution. What that is, I don't know. All right, these things are a little hot, but I'm going to use the other ones, and maybe I'll just try one and see if I can get a boil with just one. Usually I use two, and I usually have a better outcome. But you know what? I'll give it a little bit extra height. There we go. I use 1.5. So again, we'll have to light it and put some more water into this. Okay. All right, that should be fine. Okay. All right, we've got the flame going again. Almost used the whole liter for this boil. And just so you can see the light. It's cruising. All right, we'll put this back on there. Seems like it's pretty good. I think I was pretty close to a boil, and it just started shaking. All right, I mean, you can see that it's kind of wobbly. All right, that should be better. And again, I want to maximize heat, so we'll put that right around there. All right, test number 3, 11:26.5. Okay, it was about 7 minutes, and I didn't get a full boil. It's still really hot. I think if I used 2 of those, 2 full ones, I probably could have got a better boil. But I'm not gonna mess with this any longer, because it is time to eat some chili mac, and it's going on 11:35. It's kind of late. All right, so I'm gonna pull this out and attempt to boil some water on the first try. And yeah, that looks pretty good. It's pretty flat. And then we'll take 2, stack them up, go ahead and get a light. Perfect. Everything going as planned. Okay. And that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Put the lid on. I'm going to give it a little push. Make sure that it's in there pretty good. Put the windscreen around. And we'll just let this thing go to a boil. Alright, so we have a boil. It's about 6 minutes. And look at that. Not too shabby.
So after watching the whole video, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you sold on these? Are you thinking about getting them? To me, if you want to ask my opinion, my honest opinion, I do not think that these are good enough to actually take backpacking. Not to mention, you only get 2 burn times out of these, and then you got to start putting more alcohol in them. So I guess the pro is that you don't need a stand for them. You can just use these as a stand, but as you saw in the video, sometimes the stand doesn't actually work because it's still pretty like a narrow base and it spills. So I was not pretty happy with how these worked, how they performed. I've used them on and off for 2 years. They just never stuck with me as a part of something that I actually keep in my gearbox. I kind of use it and then I don't. So I'm not going to be using these moving forward. There's other alcohol stoves over here that I will be testing. So if you want to watch more videos where I'm testing alcohol stoves, getting to the nitty and gritty, check out all these videos over here. Again, this is Coach Bill, Round 5, and yeah!
I know, it's pretty annoying. My voice is shot.